is Psychic Bob. Well, welcome to Wiccan Wednesday. Well, we got a fun show tonight. But first, I have to give you all a witch's blessing. How do you like this? All right, so we're going to take our magical wand. Every witch has a wand. And I'm going to give you a blessing. Here this pentacle I lay for blessing and protection by night, by day. So mote it be. May you be blessed by the gods. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be with you. Well, welcome to Wiccan Wednesday. I'm Psychic Bob, also known as Lord Ision, my Wiccan title. And we're so glad you guys are here. Well, this is the wonderful. Let's see who all we got here tonight. Oh my gosh, there's Steve Wells is here. Hey, Steve, there's Robert Stevens is here. Yay. Oh my gosh, there's Kim Osborne. Hi, Kim. Yay. Oh my gosh, Laura M is here. There's our moderator, Queen Colabobs. Big shout out to Queen Colabobs. Thank you for your wonderful moderating work tonight. We're so glad you're here. Big shout out to you. What is a moderator? Our moderator's in the chat to help us out tonight. You know, if you have a problem with doing a donation or something goes wrong, just hang in there. Queen Colabobs will sort you out. Ask her to help you. And if we get any trolls in, she's also my little Jack Russell, and I send her after them. So, you know, ain't nobody making drama in our show. It is so wonderful to have you here. Welcome. Oh my gosh, so many of you are here tonight. There's Star Lightworkers here. Hello, Star. There's Laura M. Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Joey Theraguy is here. B. LeClaire is here. John Michael is here. Hello, hello, hello. Well, welcome. There's Ariel Rogers. Golly gee, we got so many of you here. Isn't this wonderful? I'm just loving it. Yay, there's Magical Fox. Hi, Magical Fox. Welcome to Wiccan Wednesday. Yay. Well, you might say, well, tell us what this wand is about. Well, tonight we're going to talk about the wonderful mystic sign of the wand. Every witch should have a wand. And for every wand, there's a witch that it's supposed to live with. You know, this wand, let me tell you about this wand. This is a vintage wand. I've had this wand about 12 years. And I bought this when I worked at Esoterica. It was a mystical shop out in Leesburg. And I used to do readings there. And the staff would always create these amazing, fun project nights. And so one night I went in and there were all these people at the table and they were making wands. And it was cool. And they were doing little magic rituals. So they gave me one of the wands they made because I got there late. I didn't know about the class because I was busy. But they made a wand for me. It's in silver sparkles. Isn't that beautiful? It's an actual, I think it was made with a dowel rod. I can't remember. I think it's a dowel rod. Yeah, because the end is perfectly round. But they did a wonderful sparkly paint and glue. And isn't that sparkle? It's so much fun. Oh my gosh. Well, this isn't so cool to hear, to see all of you here. Moderator Queen Colabob says, we both got our hats on, Mama, except mine's bigger. That's right. We're getting on our hats because we're getting warmed up because, you know, we're going to have the witch's tea coming next Wednesday, December 22nd. You want to be here because we're going to do the witch's tea. And actually, it's not going to be here on YouTube. It's going to be on Zoom. But if you want to join us, we're going to have a meeting of the Order of the Purple Cord. And Queen Colabob's, our moderator, is going to be sworn in as the High Priestess of the order. So we invite you to come out, bring a cup of tea, bring a snack. If you can dress witchy, that's kind of cool because it is the witch's tea, but you don't have to dress witchy. Wear something witchy. Maybe wear a Wiccan pentacle or jewelry. I'm wearing my astrology pendant today. But whatever you think is something witchy. If you have a full witch outfit, that's cool. We're going to have an installation of Queen Colabob's as our high priestess. Her new title is Lady Cola. She's acting high priestess at the moment, but she will be the official high priestess come next week on the ritual. So we'd love to have you come out. There's no cost to join the tea. It's going to be on Zoom. Send me an email if you want to join, and I'll put you on the list, and then I'll send out on Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday at 4 o'clock p.m., the 22nd, 4 p.m. is when the tea's going to be. We would love, 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 love to have you there, okay? So think about that, okay? You guys rock. So that's a week from today, isn't it? What's the day? 15th? 7th? Yeah, it'll be the 22nd. Yeah, so it's the 22nd Wednesday. Next Wednesday. So next Wiccan Wednesday, we're going to meet on Zoom, okay? At 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, 1 a.m. Pacific, or 1 p.m. Pacific. For those of you in Europe, it's a little less late this time. It'll be 9 p.m. London time, 10 p.m. Paris time. We would love to have you come out and be part of our tea and see the wonderful ritual where we install Queen Kolobobs as High Priestess. So, yeah, send me an email, say you want to be at the tea, Thank you, Starlight Warrior. Yeah, this was a purple wand. I loved purple back in the day. And I've always loved purple, but that's where this wand came. They made it for me, and they said, we have a selection of wands. Which do you like? And I was just drawn to this one. They gave it to me. Isn't that wonderful? It's hard to believe it's been so many years, over a decade now. But see, I've taken care of it. It shows how qualities. It still looks brand new, Thank you so much. I'm so glad you like that. Kim Osborne says, I'm so proud of her. We're all very proud of Queen Kolobob. She's going to be a wonderful high priestess. And at the tea, we're going to gather. We're going to talk about, what is going to be the work of the order moving forward. We're going to be doing some major changes in the next month with the order. But, don't be afraid. It's nothing bad. It's all good. But we're going to be doing some more orchestrated, organized stuff. I know a lot of you have been wanting to do rituals and come to Wiccan rituals, and we're going to get back to doing that now. Now that we have Zoom, I can do a monthly ritual. And we thought we'd have a monthly, like a moon ritual or a Sabbath, something every month. We'll have a meeting of the order. And it's free to join the order. We'll talk more about that at the tea. So just tell me if you want to come to the tea, and then we'll have all the order business at the tea, okay? Yeah. Queen Kolobos, she wants to work that magic on this wand. You want the wand, Queen Kolobos? This is a sparkly wand. Well, this is so great to have you here, guys. I want to say thank you in advance for any donations tonight. Always appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys rock. But we're going to talk tonight about the mystical wand. Yes, John. John Michael says, can you join the order from another state? Yes. This order is a worldwide order. The Order of the Purple Cord is going to be an eclectic order of Wiccans. So you don't have to be initiated or even have experience. We're going to gather every month and do some rituals, and you can join it. There's no cost to join. We are Wiccan, and we do uphold the Wiccan Rede. So one of the requirements is that you have to agree not to practice black magic. We don't care if you're affiliated with other covens or churches or groups, So to go about joining, you just want to send me an email to my email at my website, and then I'll put you on the list, and then you'll get monthly updates. We're going to have a little more about what's required. There's no cost to join, but we're going to be doing a little bit of training. We might do some initiations. As I said, we're restructuring the order and how it works. So it's all stuff in there, but we're going to talk about that at the tea. So yes, there's no cost to order. You can be anywhere in the world because we're an eclectic online coven. We don't actually have to physically meet. We're going to meet via Zoom every month. So you can be anywhere in the world and be part of the coven. We would love for you to join, John Michael. Don't worry if you don't know anything about Wicca or don't have experience. Do some readings up on Wicca. And I said on the tea, we're going to talk more about the work of the order and how you might want to be part of it, okay? So no cost. It's free to join and free to do the rituals with all of us, all right? So yay. I hope that answers that. Well, we're going to talk about one of my favorite mystical tools tonight, the Wiccan Wand. And I thought we'd start with just a little definition of the wand here. Oops, I'm dropping books. I got so much stuff on my desk. And this is a wonderful book I recommend. It's a beautiful book to see. It's called The Illustrated Guide to Wicca. And they have wonderful artwork and pictures in here. And here's a picture of the ritual tools. And you'll notice right there, there's the wand. Can you guys see that? There's the cords and the censer We're not going to get into all of the different things today. We're just going to talk about the wand. We'll talk about the other tools later on. But let's see what it says here for the wand. Okay, so it says the wand. I'm reading from this book. It says the wand, a stick about 2 feet long and decorated to the taste of its owner. What does that mean? Well, you can make it however you want to make it. There's no one way to have a wand. It is a symbol of magical power. Gardner, and that's Gerald Gardner, suggests that the wand might be used in circumstances where a sword or athame is inappropriate. What are they talking about, a sword or an athame? An athame or a sword, well, yeah, most people know what a sword is, giant knife. An athame is a ritual tool to direct power, okay? And a wand is also a ritual tool to direct power. Now, what are they talking about when it's inappropriate? Well, for example, when you're in a ritual, part of the ritual in Wicca is that we invoke the deities, we call them. Some people use their athame, but I think to raise a knife almost seems threatening. It's like, come here, deities, come to the circle, and please come, we have a knife on you. See, it seems a little hostile. But a wand is like a scepter. It's a sign of blessing. And so when you invoke the deities, if you raise the wand, then you'll have a better experience. You see what I'm saying? It's more inviting. So think of it as they're both tools of power, but some of them are more for defense. Like the athame is to intimidate evil spirits and to build fiery walls of protection. The magic wand is for invocation, to direct flow of power, not necessarily defensive, though it can be defensive. Let's get a little more into the definition of the wand, shall we? I think this will make it a little clearer, okay? One of my favorite books, this is one of my original rare copies. Some of you may remember this from the 1980s. This is Scott Cunningham's original cover of Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary. I've been organizing my book collection. This one is from 1988, so it's a valuable, rare book, and I bought it from a shop. It's in mint condition, so I hardly ever use it. But he has a whole chapter on ritual tools in here, and I thought we'd read a little bit about the wand. How does that sound, you know? Queen Colos, we're going to talk about the measurement of the wand in just a little while. We'll get more into that, okay? Thank you so much for that question. We'll come back to that. All right, so let's see what Scott Cunningham says, one of my favorite authors. He says, the wand. The wand is one of the prime magical tools. It has been utilized for thousands of years in magical and religious rites. It is an instrument of invocation. What is invocation? That means prayer and inviting. The goddess and god may be called to watch the ritual with words and an uplifted wand. Just like we said earlier, raise the wand and call them. It is also sometimes used to direct energy, to draw magical symbols or a circle on the ground. So, on the ground, to point towards danger while perfectly balanced on the witch's palm or arm, or even to stir brew in the cauldron. See, it's a very multi-versatile tool. The wand represents the element of air to some Wiccans and is sacred to the gods. All right, I'm going to pause right there because this is a big debate in craft circles. I read one book that said it's a tool of fire. All right, you'll hear this in Wicca discussed. They'll say the Athame, which is the ritual knife. I didn't bring my ritual knife today, but most of you may know what it is. Look it up. Athame, A-T-H-A-M-E. It's a ritual knife. Some say the knife is the tool of air and the wand is the tool of fire. I disagree. I'm with Scott Cunningham. To me, it's a tool of air. Why do I say it's a tool of air? Well, where do wands come from? They come from tree branches. And in my mind, tree branches reach up into the sky. They're silhouetted against the sky. When the air moves the tree branches flow in the wind. And though it is a tool of power and can be used with fire energy, I think of it as a tool of air. The ritual blade, on the other hand, is forged in a kiln of fire. Steel is made in fire. And so to me, from the very creation of the tool, the Athame, it's a fire tool. So I call the wand the tool of air and the Athame the tool of fire. Now, some people disagree and said, no, Bob, I do it the other way. There's no one right way. It can be any way you want. But this is my reasoning and Scott Cunningham's, and I'm with him, you know. So let's see what else Scott has to say about the wand, you know. Wonderful. City of the Shadow Seas just posted on the OOTD video, Bob. The music isn't mine. Oh, I have to check that out. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. All right, so let's continue on. There are traditional woods used for the wand, including willow, elder, oak, apple, peach, hazel, cherry, and so on. Some Wiccans cut it the length from the crook of the elbow to the tip of the forefinger, but this isn't absolutely necessary. Any fairly straight piece of wood can also be used. Even dowels purchased from hardware stores work well, and I've seen beautiful carved and painted wands made from these. So let's just pause. This one was actually made from a dowel from a hardware store, and you can see it's been cut on it's perfectly round. But will it work as a tool of magic? Absolutely. Now, they were saying traditionally the wand measures, this one's short. Let me see if I've got a longer wand here. The wand traditionally measures from the crook of the arm or the elbow, like down here at the elbow, to the forefinger. So it should reach traditionally the length of the arm, from the elbow to the pointer finger. So this is pretty close. It's just a little long, but it's pretty close in size. So this is kind of a more traditional wand. I'm going to show you a bunch of wands here in just a little while. But that's what they're talking about. That's the tradition. So that's the average length. Now, wands can be longer or shorter. It really doesn't matter. That's a shorter one. It's a longer wand. But you know what? They're both wands. And Scott Cunningham's right. They can be made of any wood. We'll talk about the woods here in just a little while as well. Type of woods and how that can affect you magically. Okay. By the way, I know a lot of people like to make wands these days out of copper or metal. They certainly can be. I myself, I'm a little bit of a traditionalist. I like wands to be made of wood, you know. There's B. Leclerc here. She says, I have a natural wand too. It's a stick I picked up from the river 10 years ago. I love it and wouldn't use anything else. Isn't that true? I'm going to show you some of these though. Yes, as I said, I think the wand traditionally should be made of wood. Now, people I know, there are artisans who make pewter wands and aluminum wands and copper wands. And I think that's okay. But I'll tell you, if you're going to use a metal wand, I think energetically you're connecting back again to the fire energy, which is the Athame. And if you use an Athame and a wand, you've got two metals. And I think that just me personally, I think wands should be wood. That's just me. No offense if you have a beautiful crystal pewter wand. And you say, well, I got a beautiful steel wand or pewter wand. Hey, if it works for you, go for it. I'm just giving my insight. You don't have to believe it or follow it. I'm not a dictator. I don't say you have to do it this way. You know, that's how I do it, though. Okay. And he goes on, and Scott writes, he says, New Age consciousness and merchandising, which is true, has brought the wand into renewed prominence. Delightful, beautiful creations, fashioned of silver and quartz crystals, are now available in the wider range of size and prices. These certainly could be used within Wiccan ritual, though wooden wands have a longer history. So see, even he says you can have silver wands with crystals, okay? And he writes, he says, don't worry about finding the ideal wand at first. One will come to you. I used a length of licorice root as a wand for a while and had good results with it. Any stick you use will be infused with energy and power. Now, I want to read that again. That's very important. Any stick you use will be infused with energy and power. Find one that feels comfortable and it will do just fine. You see what he's saying here? Now, they have a wonderful picture here. Look at this. Scott Cunningham's showing us pictures of one. There's the top one. Looks like a natural stick. It has curves and bends. And the bottom one is made from a dowel rod. But they're both wands, and they're both totally acceptable. Don't ever let any Wiccan say, oh, you can't use a dowel rod. It has to be from the woods. No, it doesn't. It can be from anything. You know, it really can. So I thought I would show you some of my wands here, and then we'll talk about some of the wood. Okay. So what's going on in chat? Did I see somebody had a question? Thank you, Starlight Worker. You're wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I have to commend his professionalism. He was as cool as Henry Cavill, reading through tweets. All right, cool. All right, so let's talk about some of the ones. Now, let me show you. You know, for those of you who watch Harry Potter, I know some of you watch Harry Potter. You know, they make a big deal about wands there. It's a big ritual to go to the wand store and get your wand. This is a wand that I had custom made for me by an artisan. You can go on eBay and on Etsy, and they have people who make wands just like Harry Potter. This is real wood, but it's been handcrafted and hand-turned and carved. This is very much like your wands you might see on Harry Potter, okay? And it tapers to a point. Very Harry Potter. Can you use a Harry Potter wand? Absolutely. This was made by a guy who he told me, I make a lot of them for Harry Potter parties. And so this was one of his collection. It was kind of a Harry Potter themed wand. But it's beautiful. I think I paid for this wand about $12 or $13, maybe $14. But again, it's handmade, all dyed. He put the darkness stain on the wood and carved it and polished it. It's just beautiful. So it is a work of craftsmanship. So don't try to, go on. If somebody makes wands like this, don't say, well, I'm not paying more than $1 for a wand, because it takes a lot of time and work. Okay, and we have the tradition in the craft. Don't haggle over the price of a sacred tool, because it's sacred and should be honored. If you find a wand that you like, now if the person selling says, well, I can work a deal with you, that's different. But don't ever begrudge a workman. They're like this guy said, he said, would you be willing to pay $14 for this? And I looked and I said, absolutely. I'm not even going to argue the price or try to get lower, because it's all beautifully done and I love it. And I'm glad I bought it. Your ritual tools are an investment. They're part of your craft, your journey. All right. Now, this is what we call more of a ceremonial wand. It's more formal. It's properly made. Okay. Now, there's the other end of the spectrum, which are straight wildwood. These next ones I'm going to show you are driftwood wands. These I picked up on the beach down where my mom's from, Colonial Beach. And I found them on the beach, and they're light. If you've ever had driftwood, it's light. Driftwood's interesting because it's infused with water from the sea and the earth. It comes from the earth, but it's spent so much time that it becomes soft. If you've ever had driftwood wands, they're literally as soft as velvet. Like, this is so sweet. You still get a splinter. You got to be careful. But they're generally very soft. So this is a driftwood wand that I got on the beach. I didn't do any carving to it. I have left it in its pure natural state. But can this be a wand? Absolutely. You see? I like this end as the handle. When you have a natural stick, you'll just feel like which end is the handle. Somebody said to me, this should be the handle because it's pointed like that. I just don't feel that one, so I feel it's this way as my hand holds it. Okay? Starlight Worker says, they have some really intricate, detailed ones with nature at work at the Renaissance Fest. The maker uses organic material. We're going to talk about the intricate ones here in just a minute. But this one is just something I picked up on the beach, and I've had it for years, and I still use it in ritual. Here is another Driftwood wand that I have. And this one's a larger one. So sometimes if I'm at a big ritual, I want something a little larger, I might use this one if I'm doing a larger group ritual. But again, you see it's almost like it just fits your hand. When you find a natural wand, you'll just pick it and it just feels like it just fits your hand, okay? This one, look, it even kind of curves just to fit your hand. You see? Now that's a wonderful one. Again, I didn't do any carving or decorating. Now some people like to take a wood burner and they'll carve symbols in their wand. You can certainly do that. I just prefer mine to be natural. I don't touch them, do anything to them. I just let them be as they are, and I think they're wonderful. Now, Star Lightworker was saying that there are people who work with natural wood that can be very ornate. And I want to show you this other one here that I have. This wand is actually naturally curved. It was not carved to be like this. This is actually made of a hard wood. I think it might actually be hickory. It's either hickory or walnut. I think it's hickory wood. But sometimes hickory wood or branches will grow in a twisted fashion. And they will just pick them up and cut them off and make a natural one. This is not carved. It's just naturally twisted. Nature sometimes does that. And this is actually one. So Starlight Worker, is this kind of what you're talking about, like the naturally ornate ones? Because you can see the beautiful grain and color. I think that the person who made this did shellac it, but the rest of it's pretty natural, you know. Thank you, Queen Caldwell. She said your wands are amazing. Thank you. All right. Yes, you can also, can you use your Athame to carve up your wand? You know, that's a really good question because traditionally the Athame is never used to physically cut anything, but because it's a natural tool of magic and it's used for magical power, I would say if you feel comfortable carving with your Athame and your wand, why not? Then you've built a powerful psychic link. So yes, you know. Star Lightworker says, yeah, they were cool, but too expensive. Do you know this one was not expensive? I bought this one from, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Etsy or eBay. It's been several years ago now. But this one, I think I did pay, I probably paid about $30, $35 for it. But you can see it's beautifully finished. It's been rounded off on the end. So, and it's shellacked. And it's a wonderful wand, you know. I just have this thing about wands. I just loved it. I started collecting them, you know. B. Leclerc says, mine is all natural too. I even left the bark on it. Well, we're going to talk about the bark too. So that's another option. You don't have to carve your wands. You can leave them as natural as you want. Oh, here's another wand. This is one that was a gift. Danny Massey made this for me. And it's a beautiful wand. He did all the carving and the woodwork. He does woodworking as a hobby. And it's got a beautiful like leather wrapped handle. And it's just beautiful. And he's dyed it in different, I think he put in different sections. This might be maple up here, and I think this is oak down here. So this is kind of unique because it's different wands. He finished off the end with a copper ball he emplaced in this one. This was all handmade, and it's just beautiful. I was so surprised. I just arrived at my house one day with a note said, thank you, Bob, for everything, and he gave me this one. He made it for me. So this is a very special one, and one that I really treasure as well, you know. Now, you know, I want to kind of talk for a minute also about, you know, in the tarot cards, we have the suit of wands. And, you know, in tarot, wands sometimes mean emotions or challenges, but it can also mean staff of power. What is a staff? What is a wand? Have you ever thought about staff? You ever did walking staff? Well, a walking staff is actually can be used as a wand. It's a large one. And in fact, I've got Queen Colbaz was with me the other day when I was out walking. And I found a giant, I can't, it's hard to show you because I got it's low ceiling in here. But look what I found, a natural staff, and it fits me perfectly. Let's see if I put it over here. Can you guys see that? Is that coming through? Now this, I'm going to finish it off. Oops, I got some sap on my hands. I'm going to trim it down and make what we call a Stang Staff. A staff is really a wand for a witch as well, but it's a giant wand. And generally, if you're doing a large group event, a lot of witches will carry a staff and raise it to invoke power. So think of the wand, your magical wand, is really a small staff, or that your staff is a large wand. Now, I'll have to do a whole video later about the stang and its meaning. But the stang is traditionally a tool of the high priest. And you see how this V shape is here? That represents the sign of the horned Lord. And I'm going to clean this up. I'm probably going to keep the bark on it, but I may shellac it and put a rubber tip end on it to preserve it, Queen Gulliver said, that is so fab. Yeah, you remember when I got it, you couldn't see it because it was dark, but now you can see it in the light. This is and it's hard to show, but when I stand up, let's see if you can see it, it's the exact height we need for a staff. And so once I trim it down, it's going to be a Stang Staff for me to carry. So I thought you guys would like to see that. Again, we'll do a whole different video on the stang because I have some smaller stangs, but I don't have them here today. They're in storage. But B. Leclerc says, mine is all natural too. There you go. All right. B. Leclerc said, that is awesome. Isn't that wonderful? Now, again, remember, as it said in the book, and it's true, you can decorate it how you want. So some of you would get something and say, well, I'm going to carve it down and paint it. You can do that. Some of you say, well, I want to carve symbols in it. You can do that. Some of you say, I want to tie ribbons around my staff or my wand. You can do that. Some of you might even think about carving and opening the end and placing a crystal in. Beautiful quartz crystal or amethyst. You can do that. So try to know that when you're working with the wand, it really can be any way that you want it to be. Don't let anybody intimidate you. Say, well, you can't do that. Do whatever you want and enjoy it. When I get this cleaned up and shellacked, it's going to be beautiful, and trim it down a little bit. It's going to be an amazing witch's stang. And we will, as I said, do more about the stang, because that's a whole video in itself, the meaning and the symbols and how you use it. But speaking of wands, as we were talking about, they can be of any type of wood. So we have, what's that, hazel or, I can't remember, hickory. I think that's hickory wood. These are oak, driftwood. This one is a combination of maple and oak. This one is dowel rod. I don't know what wood it is. It's light, maybe a maple wood. And then this one is also an oak wood. I tend to like oak. That's just me. But again, remember, willow is a traditional wood for the wand. So let's take a look here. Hold on, I got to get my other book. This is another book I recommend by Scott Cunningham called Earth Power. One of my favorite books of Wicca. And it talks about the magical power of trees, okay? All right, you guys with me still? Yes. Queen Columbine says, yeah, I was with him when he got that one. Yeah, you were with me. Kim Osborne says, I think whatever resonates with a person, and that's the truth, Kim. In the craft, we believe really in feeling it. You got to sense it, feel it, and be in tune with it, and then it will work its magic. So let's talk about some of the magical trees, because your wand could be made from any type of wood. So they give a lot of trees. I won't probably go through all of them, but we'll see. So almond, if you have an almond branch, you could say almond is used, according to this book, for divination, clairvoyance, money, loans, and business, all right? So you're trying to do magic ritual for some money, almond might be good for you. Apple, now apple's a traditional wood as well. An apple is used for healing, prosperity, love, and perpetual youth. Now, where does that come from? You remember the Isle of Avalon in the Arthurian legends? Well, Avalon was the old Celtic name. It meant the Isle of Apple Groves and apple trees. And the witches of Avalon oftentimes used apple-based wands because the trees grew everywhere there. And they promote healing. See, a lot of the people at Avalon would go there to get healing and perpetual youth. They say that the priestesses never aged on Avalon. Ash, that's another tree. Ash is used for protection, sea magic, when performing those spells far from any ocean. So if you can't be near the ocean, you don't have driftwood, use ash. That's associated with water energies and sea energies. Apricot is used for love. Aspen for protection. Birch, it says protection, purification, fertility, and new beginnings. I love birch. Have y'all ever seen silver birch trees? They're real beautiful. Cedar, prosperity and longevity. Coconut. Now, I never thought of coconut wood for a wand, but coconut is used for purity, chastity, and healing. Let's see. I'm going to read through all this. Eucalyptus is for healing. Hazel, divination, marriage, protection, reconciliation. Isn't that beautiful? Hemlock, not recommended for use. Hemlock wood and leaves are very poisonous. So if you see a hemlock tree, don't make a wand from it, okay? Maple, it says divination and love. You know. Rowan, protection and strength. Walnut, healing and protection. Willow, that's the traditional one. Willow, healing, protection, enchantments, easy delivery of babies, and wishing. And then there's yew, which is also poisonous, not recommended for use. So this is a few. There's a lot more, but I could go on and on. But so know that the wood, if you're interested in that, that can be a factor as well. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Bob, I bought a wand. I don't know what the wood is. You know, how do I know it's going to work? Well, it doesn't matter. The wand will be programmed to your desire. So like this is Driftwood Wand. I think it's oak, but maybe it's another one and I'm just misinterpreted. But I can program that to work for what I want to work with. You know, this dowel rod. What is a dowel rod? Dowel rod is processed wood. They take wood, they put it through a machine. It's kind of carved already and made into stick. We don't know what the wood is. Probably, I think probably maple for this, or pine. Fletcher just said pine. I just heard him say pine. All right, so this is a pine dowel. So actually, I didn't see pine on the list. Let's see if that's in here. Okay, so if we had a pine wood one, here it is, pine. Pine is used for protection, health, fortune, prosperity, and fertility. So it covers a lot. But if you wanted to use it for something that's not on that list, can you? Absolutely, yes. But these wands, these traditional woods are traditional. Now, as I always say, tradition can be broken. So don't get all hung up and worry that it has to be just so-and-so. You see? But I thought you would enjoy seeing these wands. And again, I'll just show them to you real briefly here. So here's the dowel rod wand. There's the shorter driftwood wand. Here's the larger driftwood wand. Here's a custom-made wand from mixed woods and metals. Here's a natural wood. I think this was hickory. Hickory or walnut. I got to go find out. Wand. And then a beautiful carved formal style Harry Potter wand. Now, when you look at the formal versus the informal, look, they're totally different. This is a very different type of wand than that. But they both will work the magic that you raise. Because the wand is an extension, really, of your will. So don't get worried. So, well, I only have an oak wand and I need this other type of wand. Use what you got. Work with what you got. Now, if you're really into that, want to get a special type of wand, then please do. But don't let it stop you from going forward on your path and practicing magics, you know. Yeah, Kim Osborne says she'd like to get an apple wand. She says, I love the maple wand. What was the other wand? half and half. This one I think is maple and oak. That one half and half. Okay. Ponderous process. I use a deer antler for my wand. And I love that you're reading about the powers and correspondence on different wands. As I'm creating this year's Yule incense recipe. Oh, wonderful. Ponderous process. You come to our Wiccan ritual next Wednesday. If you can come to our team, maybe you can bring your incense and share that with us and tell us about it. It's going to be held on Zoom, so we won't be able to smell it, but maybe you could burn it for us. Wouldn't that be special? And tell us about that. Yay. Cosmic Witch says, I have a Ron Wesley wand, but it would be cool to get a personalized one. Well, you know what? Wands, I find, come to you. Like most of these wands, I just stumbled upon. I wasn't even looking for them, you know. Queen Kolobob said, she said, I was the King of Wands. That's my tarot card that I love. I love King of Wands tarot. In fact, let me see if I can find, hold on just a second, guys. Let's see if I can find the King of Wands tarot card for you. Here it is. All right. So here's my tarot deck. And we're going to look at the King of Wands, you know. Hold on a second. I know I got it in here somewhere. Just got to find it. Now, if you see here in the tarot cards, that guy is carrying wands. That's the Three of Wands. And he's using it like a staff. See, so a wand and a staff are interconnected. We don't oftentimes think about that so much, do we? But they are connected, you see? Oh, Queen Kolobob says, Ron Wesley, he's off Harry Potter. Cool. All right, I like Harry Potter. Here's the Page of Wands. Isn't that beautiful? There's another example of a wand and a staff being the same thing. Okay. A lot of you loved it. I want to say thank you to all you came out the last few days' videos. You know, Saturday night we did our speed tarot reading, and it was a lot of fun. You guys seem to enjoy it too. I know this King of Wands is in here somewhere. Here's the Ace of Wands. Look at that. That's a sign of blessing and power. That's a magical wand there. Huh? What do you think of that? So, do any of you out there have a wand that you made yourself? Or, you know, like you just found? Here it is. Here's the King of Wands. This is my favorite tarot card. I love it because I feel like, you know, it's royal. I love royalty, and it's very royal and magical because I love walking with my staff and my wands. And, you know, I just really relate to this card. Isn't that wonderful? So there's another magical symbol. You know, if you're trying to get to know the power of the wand, you know, and let's say you don't have a wand, right? Well, why don't you see if you have a tarot deck and pull that card and put it up. Oops, you can't see the cards? Volcanica says, I can't see the cards well, Bob. They look very small today. All right, how's that? I'm up close. Can you see that now? So what you could do if you want to work with the magic of the wand is invoke the King of Wands. See, I believe that the tarot opens doors to spirit. You see? And so you could call the King of Wands. There's also the Queen of Wands. Yes, Queen Kolobob. Let's see what the Queen of... Here it is. Just fell out in front of me. Isn't that a miracle? Here's the Queen of Wands. You could call on her as well. They're a power couple as far as the magic of the wand. And so bring them into your wand quest. Because as I said, I believe that the tarot opens spiritual doorways. And so the characters of the tarot are spiritual beings who can be called. So call on the King and Queen of Wands to help you find your magical wand. Invoke them for the consecration of your wand. You see? Cosmic Witch says, this is wonderful. I can't wait to try this. Yes, remember that all the tools of magic are available. And so you don't say, well, I just read tarot or I just do wands. It's all interlinked. So use the tarot also as a magical tool to bring you on your wand quest. Call them. Oh, thank you. Kim Osborne says, this is just like the team Lord Bob and Lady Cola, a power couple. That's true. There we are. There's Queen Cola Bobs and me. How's that with our magical wands? So I invite you just to kind of think about that. And, you know, did any of you have any questions about wands? I'm not doing private readings today, but I'm doing, you know, any questions, a Wiccan question. You can ask about Wicca as well, you know. Stardust sees here and says, I have a tarot card, written cards. I see you hand wrote them? Huh. Interesting. Volcanic Ice says, that's Cola and Bob and the cards, waving magic with their wands. That's right. There's Cola Bobs and I. Work at our magic. So there you go. So do you guys have any questions about wands or Wicca that I could answer? Anybody want to know anything? Anything you've been wondering about with that? Hi, Volcanic Ice. I'm doing great, thank you. Been very busy. I work an awful lot. By the way, I just want to tell you all, thank you for all the calls for private readings. If you're interested in a private session, I still do private readings. We'll have to check the schedule. It's getting kind of full right now. I have a little backlog, but I'm sure we'll find a way to get you on if you want to get a reading. Just call me at the office. Queen Cola Bobs will put up in the chat how to connect with me, you know. So, yay. You know, Volcanic, PsychicBob's world never stops. People really don't have any idea how busy I am because I do video every day. But then when I'm not doing that, I'm either doing interviews because sometimes I go on other shows, talk shows or radio shows, or I'm also doing private readings, which I have a backlog on. Plus, we're getting ready for the Witch's Tea. And I also have, coming up, I don't know if we still have a spot left, but I may have one spot left for the Inner Circle, PsychicBob's Inner Circle, which is also next week, next Sunday? Sunday the 19th. What day is it, Cole? Is it this Sunday? This Sunday, yeah. Upcoming Sunday, we're going to do the Mysteries of the Zodiac. So the class will be held on Zoom. It's 2 hours of class with PsychicBob. We're limiting the class to only 10 people. It's PsychicBob's Inner Circle for those who are really serious about their spiritual lives and want to be on my inner stuff. On that, I talk about things I can't talk about on YouTube due to censorship. So in the Inner Circle, we get down to all of it, you know. We're going to talk about the mysteries of the Zodiac. I'm going to share some of my Zodiac prophecies. And it's a 2-hour class on Sunday the 19th. I don't know that I still have a spot, but if you think you might be interested, send me an email. I may have one spot left. All right. Volcanic Ice says, Queen Cola Bobs, is there still room in your tea party? I think so. Queen Cola Bobs is doing the list for that. She'll let you know. I don't want to speak, but I think we still have openings for that. So, yeah. Well, it is so good to have you guys here, and I'm really excited that so many of you want to be part of the order and join the tea party and, you know, be part of everything. We're going to start, as I said, doing monthly rituals with the order. God bless you. Caden, hi, Caden. Caden says, Bob is a true servant of the universe. It's admirable. Blessings to you. Thank you for being here. Yay. Ponderous Process, is next Wednesday's event the Witch's Tea, or is that purely for Yule? What time is it? Do I need a link? It's going to be for the Witch's Tea. It's a gathering of the Order of the Purple Cord, And I'll send out the link shortly before the ritual that afternoon, about a half hour. It'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. And I'll send out the link around 3:30 that day. Okay? It's going to be held on Zoom. Kim Osborne said she's going to be there. She says, I'm coming to your crowning, Lady Cola. That's right. Queen Cola Bob says being installed as the new high priestess of the order. So I hope you all will come out and support her and get to meet her. It's a meet and greet. As I said, there's no charge for that. It's we invite you if you can, again, no pressure, wear something witchy, a witch hat, or if you have a witch robe or mystical jewelry that's witch-like, wear something witchy and come and join us. Bring a good cup of tea or coffee, and a little snack. We're going to sit around, drink our tea, and have a little chat. We may have a poetry reading. We'll have the ritual. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'd love to have you guys there. So, yeah. So anyways, well, I am so glad we got to hang out and talk about the wand. I've so enjoyed hanging out with you guys. You're the best. And I don't see anybody has any questions tonight. So that's okay. I'm a little tired. I've had a busy day. I was up early this morning and been going. But I'd love to, to hang out with you guys, and make sure that we'll be back here tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow is Thursday. It's Vlog Thursday. Normally I do the vlog at 12 o'clock. It's going to be a little later in the day, probably around 1:30, 1 to 1:30, somewhere in that time range, simply because I've got readings. I'm so backlogged in readings, I have to work some extra hours this week. So probably tomorrow around 1 to 1:30, somewhere in that time frame, we'll have the live vlog. We're going to go outside, weather permitting, and we'll stomp around in my Doc Martens and look at nature and talk about more mystical things. So I hope you'll join us tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow during the day. Try to remember this. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do our show during the day at noontime. And every other day at 7 p.m. All right, that may be a way for you to kind of remember it, So just say Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12, every other day at 7. And that's how you'll keep straight the time. I'm trying to work this out because since we've gone to live streams, it's changed the format of the channel a little bit, Caden, don't say that. You're going to put a curse on us. Caden said, this has been a hot winter in Virginia. It has been, but I'm not complaining about that. Well, Kenneth says, I will put that on my DMS in solidarity on the morrow then. Okay, so you're going to lock in the witch's tea. Well, thank you. I have to echo Queen Colabus says, thanks everyone for being here tonight and supporting Bob's channel. I also want to say thank you. Yes, Kim Osborne, thank you. I forgot to say, Kelly Coffee will also be at the tea, and she's being installed as our keeper of the sacred flame. It's a special job she's going to do. And we're going to have all of that because we're going to have a ritual. We'll explain more about the work of the order. There's no cost to be a member of the Order of the Purple Cord. And as I said, we're going to be doing some major structural changes in the coming month. And we're going to have another meeting. But this one is more a meet and greet, have the tea, install the new officers. And we're going to have a wonderful time, Well, guys, listen. PsychicBob loves all of you. Oh, yes, Masters asked about the 31st. The 31st of December, be here for New Year's Eve live, 7 p.m. We're going to do my annual prediction. So if you don't know what to do on New Year's Eve and want to hang out, don't want to get out on the streets with drunk people, come and join us here at Spirit Channel. We're going to live party. We're going to be hanging out, chit-chatting. I'm going to give my annual predictions for the whole world. It's one of my big annual traditions. A lot of people turn out for thousands of people usually show up. So I'd love to see you guys back here on the 31st as well. So we got a lot going on, okay? So this Sunday we've got the, what is it? We've got, I'm blanking out. We got PsychicBob's Inner Circle. I'm tired today. PsychicBob's Inner Circle on Sunday. Wednesday, Witch's Tea. And then 31st, we've got annual predictions. Oh, and Saturday, we got psychic development. So there's always something you can be part of. So if you want to join psychic development, this Saturday, I'm teaching a class on how to channel languages you have never spoke, how to channel foreign languages. So come out and join that. If you've been interested in learning how to open that channel and do some mystical experiments, you're welcome to join the class. We limit the Saturday class to 30 people. I still have, I think, a few spots for that. And it's Saturday at 12 o'clock noon. The price for the Saturday class is $30. The Saturday class is on my website at PsychicBob.com. You'll see Psychic Development Class. Just click on the button. It'll let you do payment. It'll notify me. And on Saturday at around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I will send out the Zoom link to everybody who's registered. So about a half hour before the class. You'll get the link and you can get in there. So I look forward to seeing you. Saturday class, Sunday Inner Circle. We've got the Witch's Tea next week, and then predictions on the 31st, world predictions. So always something going on here. And in between that, every day we've got live readings here, or live shows. Oh yes, next Sunday is going to be not only the class, but live psychic readings on Sunday as well. Cole, did I forget something? Oh, Friday. Golly gee, I got so much going on. I can't keep saying. Friday, we're going to do live psychic readings as well. So Friday and Sunday. So if you want to bring your psychic questions, and we'll see you on Friday as well. So something every day. Tomorrow's vlog Thursday. Friday, we'll do live psychic readings. And Saturday is live tarot for as far as videos and shows. So as I said, there's a lot going on. Psychic Bob is here for you. I love you guys. And we'll be back here tomorrow. And until then, may all of you always, what do we say? Oh, hold on, get my wand. May you all blessed be.